At dawn, when you struggle to get out of bed, tell yourself this: I have to go to work as a human being. That's what Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, not to impress others, but to remind his own soul that we are not born to hide beneath the blankets. We are born to fulfill a purpose, to live with virtue, to act, not delay. Marcus wasn't just a Roman emperor. He was a Stoic philosopher who believed that each of us was created for something meaningful, not by chance, but by design. Yet in today's noisy world, many of us feel lost. We chase goals we never chose and wonder why we feel empty. This video is a wake-up call, not to force a new purpose on you, but to reveal what's already been there, waiting. Through the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, you'll learn 10 powerful lessons that will help you rediscover direction, clarity, and peace. So take a deep breath, let go of the rush, and walk with us through the ancient path towards your modern purpose. 1. Ask yourself, are you happy? Marcus Aurelius once said, you can pass your life in an equable flow of happiness if you can follow the right way and think and act in the right way. But here's the question: are you really happy? Not just busy, not just distracted, but truly at peace with what you're doing. Many of us are stuck in lives we didn't consciously choose. We work jobs we don't love. We follow paths others set for us. And over time, we forget what joy even feels like. But the Stoics teach, your soul knows the truth. Your heart always whispers. You just need to listen. So pause and ask yourself 2 powerful questions. First, what do I love doing? It could be anything. Writing, helping others, working with your hands, teaching, or even just walking in nature. When you do what you love, you reconnect with your essence, and purpose begins to unfold naturally. Second, what do I need to change in my present life? Is it your job? A toxic relationship? The people you surround yourself with? Be honest, because if it drains your soul, it cannot support your purpose. Let's be real. You can't bring value to others if you're running on empty inside. Imagine someone studying a subject they despise. Day after day, they lose energy. They forget their strengths. They fall into despair. But the moment they shift and pursue something that lights them up, everything changes. That's the power of alignment. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Sometimes, happiness requires walking away from what the world expects and toward what your soul actually craves. So today, don't just keep going. Ask the question, am I happy with the path I'm on? And if not, what needs to change? Because your purpose is not just what you do, it's how alive you feel while doing it. 2. Your purpose is in front of you. Life is short. That's all there is to say. Get what you can from the present thoughtfully, justly. Marcus Aurelius. Most people look for their purpose somewhere far ahead, in some future success, some grand accomplishment, some moment that finally feels like this is it. But the Stoics teach something radical. Your purpose is not out there. It's right here, right now, in your present moment. The past, you can't touch it. The future, still undefined. Only this moment is truly yours. And that's where your purpose lives. In what you choose to do, with the time, space, and circumstances you're living in today. Let's say you're a student. You're studying abroad at Harvard, or maybe a small university no one's heard of. It doesn't matter where. What matters is how you show up, the effort you give, the virtue you apply. Maybe you're in your final year. The stress is real. The deadlines pile up, but so do the opportunities. Support from your teachers, access to books, friendships that shape your values. All of it is your space and time, and your purpose is to make the most of it, to show up fully, to graduate not just with a degree, but with character. Marcus reminds us, the present moment is all we ever own. So instead of asking, what is my purpose? Ask yourself this: how can I serve this very moment with virtue? Because that's where your true purpose begins. 3. Your purpose is to add value. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Men exist for the sake of one another." In other words, we are not meant to live just for ourselves. We are meant to serve, to contribute, to create value for others. That is purpose. Your life is not just about what you want. It's about what you give. The truth is, you already carry something unique inside you. A talent, a gift, a passion. The Stoics would say, it's your duty to find that gift and then use it to uplift others. Ask yourself this: what comes naturally to me? Is it the way you speak? Is it your ability to paint, teach, lead? Listen, who do I do it for? Maybe your family, maybe your community, maybe people you've never met, but who need exactly what you can offer. For example, you may love music, and your younger sibling is struggling emotionally. Playing that guitar with them, singing together. That moment might feel small, but to them, it's healing. That's value. That's purpose. Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." So instead of chasing recognition, chase usefulness. Instead of asking, what can I get from the world? Ask, what can I give today? Because the more value you create for others, the more value flows back to you. Not always in money, but in meaning, in connection, in peace. So don't wait. Add value, right where you are, with what you already have. 4. Purpose is meaningless without self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You must build up your life, action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal, as far as possible. No one can keep you from this." Purpose sounds beautiful, but without discipline, it's just a dream. A wish you revisit when life feels empty, but never bring to life. You can know exactly what you were born to do. You can feel inspired. You can even have a plan, but if you don't show up every day, if you don't stay consistent, that purpose will fade into frustration. Discipline is the bridge between your vision and your reality. It's not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it's powerful. Think of an athlete. They train when it rains. They train when it hurts. not because they feel like it, but because they've made a decision. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly. There must be time. Give it time." Purpose needs structure, and structure is born from routine, from showing up. Even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Start small. Commit to doing one thing every day that moves you forward. Just one. Maybe it's 10 minutes of focused writing. Maybe it's a single workout, or one conversation that scares you. And over time, these small acts build momentum. They become habits, then identity, then results. Seneca reminds us, while we wait for life pass. Don't wait for motivation. Train yourself through repetition. Show up again, and again, and again. Because in the end, discipline is what gives your purpose its power. 5. Just street art. Marcus Aurelius once said, "When people are truly possessed by what they do, they'd rather stop eating and sleeping than give up practicing their art." That's what purpose feels like. A fire inside. A calling you don't want to escape from, but run toward. But here's what stops most people. "I don't know how to begin. I'm not ready. What if I fail?" The Stoic answer: just start. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need another motivational video. You don't even need confidence. All you need is to take the first step. Let's say you want to be a writer. Then write today, even if it's one paragraph, even if it's terrible. Want to start a business? Sketch out your idea. Talk to one person about it. Take one bold, imperfect action. Because clarity comes from movement, not from overthinking. Epictetus reminded us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It's simple. Declare it, then live it. You can also break it down. Set a goal. Give it a deadline. Then divide it into mini milestones, daily actions, small wins. These are your proof of progress, your way of telling yourself, "I'm on the path. I'm doing the work." Seneca once wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." So stop waiting for permission, or the right time, or the perfect version of yourself. Start now, right where you are, with what you have. Because your purpose isn't found in a moment of inspiration. It's built day by day, in the quiet rhythm of showing up. 6. Stop worrying about the outcome. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. But most of us, we obsess over what we can't control. The results, the rewards, the recognition. We worry about the what-ifs. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if it doesn't work? And slowly, that fear becomes heavier than the work itself. The Stoics offer us a freeing truth. You are not responsible for the outcome. You are only responsible for your effort. Just like a farmer plants seeds, but cannot control the rain. You must take action, but release attachment. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Let's say you're preparing for a competition. You train, you focus, you give it everything. But when the day comes, your opponent is stronger, or your body gives out. Does that mean your effort was wasted? No, because what you built inside, your character, your courage, your commitment, those are victories no one can take from you. Seneca wrote, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Worry is suffering in advance. It's trying to live in a future you can't predict. So here's what you do instead. Focus on the work. Focus on your discipline. Focus on your growth. And let the outcome be what it will. Because peace comes not from knowing what will happen, but from knowing that you did your part. 7. Ignore negative people. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When another blames you or hates you, go to their souls, penetrate inside, and see what sort of people they are. Not everyone will understand your purpose. Not everyone will support your journey. And that's okay. When you start walking a different path, a path of meaning, of discipline, of inner peace, you will attract critics. They'll say, 'You're not good enough. You're wasting your time. You'll never make it.' But here's the truth. Those voices don't define you. They only reflect them. Their fear, their limitation, their own lack of clarity. Seneca warned, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving. But negative people, they don't want to rise. They want to pull you back down to where it's familiar, where it's comfortable, where nothing changes. You have to protect your peace. You have to guard your purpose. Imagine a young athlete training hard. Every morning, they wake up early, push their limits, stay focused. But a group of friends mocks them, laughs at their routines, calls them obsessed. If they listen, they'll quit. If they ignore, they'll grow. And one day, those same people will ask how they did it. So don't trade your future for someone else's insecurity. Marcus reminds us, don't hand over your peace of mind to others, to be disrupted as they please. You owe no explanation. To those who've never walked your path, let your actions speak. Let your purpose rise above the noise, and walk forward, quietly, powerfully. Unshaken. 8. Find a role model. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It will even do to socialize with men of good character in order to model your life on theirs, whether you choose someone living or someone from the past." Purpose is not a solo journey. You don't have to figure everything out alone. You don't have to be the first. But you do have to be willing to learn from those who've walked before you. We all need a model, a standard, a North Star. It could be someone you know, a teacher, a parent, a friend who lives with quiet integrity, or it could be someone you've never met. Marcus, Seneca, Epictetus, people who've left behind wisdom, not just words. Their lives show us what's possible, not because they were perfect, but because they chose to live by principles. Warren Buffett once said, "Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction." That's the power of presence, even if silent. If you want to be courageous, spend time around the brave. If you want to be calm, learn from those who remain still in the storm. Let their actions shape your standards. Let their discipline become your inspiration. Because in the end, you will rise, or fall, to the level of those you surround yourself with. So ask yourself, who am I modeling my life after? And are they guiding me closer to the person I want to become? If not, find someone worth imitating and begin. 9. There is never an end. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." So what happens when you've achieved your goal? You found your purpose. You reached the mountaintop. You did it. Is that the end? No, because according to Stoic wisdom, there is never an end. Life is a journey of unfolding, of evolving, of constantly seeking to become more just, more disciplined, more wise. Seneca taught, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Maybe you've built your career. Maybe you've raised your children. Maybe you've overcome incredible trials. And now you feel still, even stuck. That's not failure. That's life inviting you to grow again, in a new direction. Try something different. Explore new skills. Teach what you've learned. Mentor someone lost. Serve in silence. Even when you feel you've reached the peak, there is still another mountain within you. Think of the great philosophers. They never stopped reflecting, never stopped writing, never stopped refining their character. Because Stoicism isn't a finish line. It's a way of being, a mindset that adapts as life changes. So if you feel like your purpose is done, look again. Not outward, but inward. There is always a new path, a new lesson, a new version of you, ready to emerge. And that is the real beauty of life. 10. An obstacle is really a way through. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Most people fear obstacles. They see them as failure, as a reason to quit, as proof that the goal isn't meant for them. But the Stoics saw something deeper. They believed that obstacles aren't blocks in the road. They are the road. Your purpose won't come without resistance. It's supposed to test you, to reveal what you're made of, to shape who you must become. Imagine this. You train for years to be a boxer. You eat right. You practice daily. You're finally close to your dream match. Then, suddenly, an accident, an injury that ends your career. At first, it feels like everything's over. A dead end, a loss of identity. But maybe it's the beginning of something greater. Maybe your new purpose isn't to fight in the ring, but to train the next champions, to pass on your knowledge, to become the mentor you never had. The obstacle became a doorway. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Whatever stands in your way today, pain, disappointment, uncertainty, ask yourself, how can this shape me? What is this trying to teach me? You may not control the event, but you always control your response. And within that response, your purpose can evolve. So the next time life says stop, don't retreat. Look again. You might be staring at a new direction, waiting to unfold. Because often, what feels like the end is just the beginning. Your purpose was never hiding. It was always there, in the present moment, in your actions, in the way you choose to live. Marcus Aurelius didn't give us a map. He gave us a mirror to reflect, to question, to return to what truly matters. Serve with virtue, act with discipline, let go of outcomes, and walk your path with courage, with clarity, with peace. Remember, obstacles are not the end. They are the way, and even when you reach the top, life will always invite you to keep climbing, not upward, but inward. If this video brought you clarity, check out our Stoicism playlist for more timeless wisdom to help you build a life of meaning. And if you haven't already, subscribe to stay grounded, inspired, and aligned with who you're truly meant to be. Thank you for listening. Now go, live with purpose.